Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I am Mada Trimajaya. You can call me Mr. Mada. I am your marvelous business and enterprise teacher. Ever wonder why the price of your favorite food changes? Or how giant companies decide their next big move? Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the world of business and economics. Let's begin.
All right, welcome everyone to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a massive question that kind of just hides right in plain sight in our daily lives. Why do businesses actually exist? Seriously, look around your neighborhood. You've got mini markets, food stalls, barbershops, and those online stores that are constantly popping up on your phone. They're literally everywhere. But why? What is their fundamental purpose? Well, we're going to unpack the source material today to find out exactly why they are there and how they impact you every single day. So here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the everyday money problem. Next, the reality of scarcity. Then we'll answer why businesses actually exist, see how they're creating value in jobs, and finish up with an exercise just for you. Your turn to choose.
All right, Section 1, the everyday money problem. Or, as I like to call it, when your money just says no. Let's imagine a highly relatable, pretty frustrating scenario that I guarantee we've all faced at some point. Picture this. You're on your lunch break. You walk into the school canteen or maybe a local shop, and you have exactly 20,000 rupiah in your hand. You are genuinely hungry, so you definitely need some food. But you're also thirsty, and man, that sweet iced drink on the menu looks absolutely amazing right about now. Oh, and maybe you also kind of want to grab a new pen for your next class. You want it all. But one quick mental calculation later, you realize your budget is strictly limiting your choices. You simply cannot have everything. The cash register essentially says no. You are forced to make a choice.
And this perfectly illustrates the fundamental difference between needs and wants. Needs are the absolute must-haves for human survival and proper living. We're talking food, water, shelter, basic clothes, and education. You literally need these to function. Wants, on the other hand, those are the things we'd really like to have, but they aren't strictly necessary for survival. Think of a new gaming device, a fresh pair of branded shoes, a massive cup of bubble tea, or the latest smartphone. The tension happens in our daily lives when our brain says, hey, I need lunch, but also screams, I really want that iced chocolate right now.
Moving right along to Section 2, the reality of scarcity. Basically, limited resources meeting unlimited wants. This is the official economic name for that exact frustrating feeling we just talked about.
So the crucial point here is defining this problem as scarcity. Scarcity is a universal rule. It's a situation where resources are strictly limited, but human wants are absolutely unlimited. Think about it for a second. Our resources, the money in your pocket, the hours in your day, the raw materials in the world, and human labor, they all have hard limits. But our desires, they literally never stop. As soon as we get one thing we want, we immediately want something else. This persistent mismatch is the very core of scarcity.
The problem becomes super obvious when we think about the proportions. Imagine your wants are completely maxed out, pushing all the way up to 100%. But your available resources are stuck way down at 30%. That's a glaring gap. This gap between what we want and what we actually have available is exactly why we're forced to make choices every single day. We're constantly playing this game of trying to figure out how to stretch that 30% of resources to cover as much of that 100% of wants as mathematically possible.
But here is a fascinating twist. It's not just you and me facing this problem as consumers. Businesses face scarcity too. Take a bakery's scarcity checklist, for example. A baker might want to bake 1,000 loaves of bread, 500 cakes, and endless trays of cookies today to sell. But they can't. Why? Because they've got limited flour and sugar, they only have a few workers in the kitchen, they have a limited number of ovens to bake in, and, well, they're only 24 hours in a day. Every single business, no matter how big or small, operates under the strict limits of scarcity.
Which brings us to Section 3, why businesses actually exist. Satisfying needs and wants. We've established this massive, universal problem of scarcity, so now let's reveal society's ultimate solution. Businesses exist specifically to step right into that gap of scarcity. Their entire purpose is to provide goods or services to solve a customer's problem, and by doing that, they satisfy our needs and wants. It's like a chain reaction. It starts with an unmet need. Say you're hungry and have zero time to cook. Then, boom, a business solution steps in. The local food stall offers a ready-made, delicious meal. This leads directly to customer satisfaction. Your hunger is gone and your problem is solved. Businesses are essentially these incredible problem-solving engines designed to help us navigate scarcity.
And how exactly do they solve these problems? By offering either goods or services. Goods are physical products, things you can actually touch, like a fresh loaf of bread, a textbook, a new jacket, or your phone. Services, on the other hand, are actions done for people. You can't physically touch a service, but you directly experience the benefit of it. This includes someone teaching a class, cutting your hair, delivering a package to your front door, or providing medical care. Both goods and services exist entirely to satisfy those endless wants and needs we were talking about earlier.
Let's dive into Section 4, Creating Value and Jobs, because it is way more than just selling products. We're going to look behind the scenes at how a business actually transforms those limited resources we discussed into something much greater for society. Let's go back to our bakery example to see how value is actually created step by step, because this is a fascinating process. We start with the input. The bakery buys raw, basic ingredients: flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Let's say these cost about 30,000 rupiah. On their own, just sitting in a mixing bowl, they're just ingredients. But then comes the process, the baking. The baker uses their time, their skill, and those limited ovens to transform the raw materials. The output is a beautifully decorated, delicious cake. And because that cake is now ready to eat, looks amazing, and is highly useful for someone's birthday party, its value jumps to 80,000 rupiah. The business didn't just sell things, it actively created new value by making the raw resources way more useful to the customer.
And the impact of a business goes way, way beyond just that one single product. When a business successfully creates value and grows, it triggers this massive ripple effect of benefits. It creates employment by providing jobs and a steady income for its workers. Those workers then go out and spend their income, which supports wider economic activity in the whole community. Plus, successful businesses pay taxes. Those taxes are exactly what help fund our public facilities, schools, roads, and hospitals. So a simple business baking a cake, it's actually a vital pillar in supporting the broader economy.
All right, Section 5, your turn to choose. Time to apply what you've learned. We've explored the theory, and now it's time to directly apply this to the real world right outside your front door.
I want you to actually take a moment for this reflection activity. Step 1. Jot down 3 personal needs you have right now, and then 3 things you simply want. Really notice the difference between them. Next, choose one specific business near your home or school. Maybe it's that canteen that feeds all the hungry students, or maybe the local laundry service. I want you to think critically here. What specific problem is that business solving for its customers? And finally, explain what value it creates. How does it take basic inputs and turn them into something more useful and attractive? I promise you, doing this exercise will completely change the way you look at the shops on your street.
Okay, let's do a super quick recap of what we covered today. Here's exactly what you should take away from this explainer. 1. People have a continuous, unlimited stream of needs and wants. 2. Our resources are strictly limited, which creates this universal condition we call scarcity. 3. Scarcity forces all of us, individuals and businesses alike, to make tough choices every single day. And 4, the biggest takeaway of all, businesses exist specifically to step into that scarcity gap, solve our daily problems, and create new value out of those limited resources.
So, thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this fascinating topic with me today. I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought based on everything we've just uncovered together. If businesses exist fundamentally to solve problems and create value, what everyday problem will you choose to solve next? Think about it. Look for those scarcity gaps around you, and I will see you in the next explainer.
Okay, to wrap things up, remember that the best way to understand economics is to observe it in your daily life. Don't forget to log into BUS to access the supplementary materials and finish your assignment. Keep asking questions, and I look forward to seeing your progress. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.